Today's vlog is gonna be a little different than usual. Not really gonna be about me doing things. So I wanted to share an update with you about Mark Van Buren, who I interviewed on the way from New York to Miami. A few days ago, Mark was contacted by Wisdom Publications, and they decided to pick up one of his books and publish one of his books. So that's really exciting. I only published a little bit of the interview that I did with Mark when I was on the way down to Miami. So I just wanted to give you a little bit more of that interview. So without further ado, here is Mark Van Buren, author of Be Your Shitty Self. Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, we're hugging in the middle of the road.
Mark was born one day before me, so he's one day older than me.
That's right. I'm one day wiser. I'm Mark Van Buren, and I'm a yoga instructor, a mindful living trainer, and the author of 2 books on meditation and mindfulness. I've been practicing Buddhism and meditation for about a decade, and I love it, and I love talking about it, I love teaching it, I love doing it. It's literally become my life. The part that people forget is daily life. That's your practice.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you see how well your meditation is going, is how you're living your life and how you're responding to situations. It doesn't mean you still don't get angry. I get angry all the time, especially at the new job I'm working at. You know, I still get upset if somebody passes away or does something mean to me, but I can respond most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I get stuck in reactions, but
maybe a little better than if you hadn't been practicing.
yeah. You know, baby steps. You know, if I look back 10 years at who I was and what I was doing and what my life was based on, that's when you can see the big difference. It's not, you know, our society wants that quick fix, like, oh, the meditation pill where I can be enlightened in one day, you know, but this is a lifelong practice and you never get there. It's not like you get something and then that's it. Part of it is just being in the present moment. So waking up from our delusions, our illusion of past, future, our commentary, and just coming into the reality, like right now, feeling the wind on your skin, hearing the sound of the airplane, feeling your breath. That's reality. Not, oh, it's too cold, I should have brought a jacket. Oh, but I left my favorite jacket at home. That jacket was red. And then you see all of a sudden all of these thoughts come in and cloud the moment. It's like we're wearing these filters constantly. And really this practice, enlightenment, you could say, is taking off the filters. Instead of me here and the world out there, there's just the world. It just, I mean, even saying world, you know, there's no words, obviously, but it's just this. You know, there was one, I don't remember who it was, but one Zen master said, from birth to death, it's just this. And I think that, again, has many meanings to it, too, but...
Yeah. Just this.
Just this. And if you think about it, everything else is just speculation. We could sit here and speculate about what happens when we die, what enlightenment is. Well, it's pointless, you know. I know the Buddha was big on not talking about those kind of questions because he's like, that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm trying to teach you, which is, you know, freedom from suffering. So we could speculate, but we have to taste it ourselves. It's like if someone had this rare fruit and they had it and they could say, oh, it's juicy, it's tangy, it's this. We could speculate all we want, but at the end of the day, we just need to take a bite of that fruit and be like, oh, that's what that tastes like. We could go by the lights.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, why don't we walk? Well, let's walk and talk.
Walk into the lights, my child.
All right.
We're by the scary pumpkins.
Are we allowed to walk on the grass here? I don't know New Jersey. I don't know the rules in New Jersey. I'm from New York.
There's no self, no grass.
No ground. No ground. Yeah. Stand over here. Yeah, like let's stand in the light here. All right. Here, yeah. Just like get that light on our faces. Tell me your teachings. This is very important. Or your what you focus on.
Sure, because what it comes down to really, I find, is 2 different things. One, that suffering is part of life. I mean, if you look at people's issues, a lot of it is they feel a way that they don't want to feel, or they're not feeling something that they wish they would feel. You know?
Yeah.
And there's just so much unnecessary suffering because of that. You know, it's like they're trying to hold on to pleasure, comfort, happiness, and they're trying to escape pain and discomfort and uncertainty, you know. But recently, a teacher that I was reading, a Tibetan teacher, he says the only way to unconditional happiness is to make friends with the idea or the fact that there's no certainty and that there's no security at all in this life. And if you can make friends with that, then there is no more surprises. And I talk about my grandfather's death last year. He passed away from bladder cancer, and I watched him die for 3 days. And of course there was grief and sadness, but there was no, why is this happening? How could the universe let such a great man get sick? None of that, because I have a realistic view, I have right understanding, as Buddha would call it, of life. Life is impermanent, so that's the other major thing. Impermanence. As I had mentioned to you before, if it arises, it has to cease. And if you live in the ignorance of permanence and security, then you're going to suffer. So really, just having a realistic approach and view on life reduces so much suffering. It's no longer, why am I sick? It's, I have a body and I got sick, you know? And it's not, my son's going to be around forever, or I'm going to live forever so that we can grow up together and I'm going to be old. I don't know if I'm going to live till tonight, you know? And people look at that and they think, oh, that's so negative, that's so depressing. It's not. It makes me live fully. I know how special this moment is. You and I standing here right now on this floating rock, flying around some fiery ball in this vast emptiness, but somehow here we are, talking about meditation and enlightenment, you know? But, you know, it's just bizarre if you think about it, but it's so precious, you know, that all of these teachers talk about the preciousness of human life, and we really need to understand that. Just have fun with it and dance. And fun and dancing doesn't mean no pain, no grief, no sorrow. It's able to dance with that too, you know. It's creating equanimity. And once you have that idea of impermanence, you realize, hey, I can't hold on to happiness forever. Hey, I can't be in pain forever. So it's like, all right, happiness today. All right, great, I like happiness. Pain tomorrow. All right, it's a little uncomfortable, but I can bear it. You know, I can witness it. I can have a different relationship to it. So I think that's the most important thing, is impermanence, and knowing that just pain and suffering is a part of life. It's not like you're failing. Our culture is very much like, you're not happy, you're not successful, well, you're failing. You're doing something wrong. Maybe you need to take medicine. I don't know. You know, you got to do something. And it creates guilt. You know, the Dalai Lama didn't even know what self-hatred was. There was an interview that he was giving, and someone asked him the question, and he had no idea what he was talking about. And the translator had to say it a few times until he finally realized what they were talking about. That they hate themselves because they're, you know, have follies of normal human beings, and he didn't understand. I never promise people happiness because, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and they might be unpleasant conditions. And if pleasant conditions is what makes you happy, then I don't want to promise you that. But what I can promise people is that they can connect with an unshakable peace, and they can have true joy in their life. And joy, again, is not feeling good all the time. Joy can happen when you're depressed. Joy can happen when you're in pain. Joy can happen when you're dying. You know, it's really about taking it all in, and again, kind of dancing with life, you know, as it comes, and letting go of self-centered thinking. You know, like right now, it can be just this, or it could be, wow, it got a little chilly out. I'm starting to get cold. I don't like being cold. Suffering. So there can just be chilliness, just that, or there can be all this extra nonsense on top. And that will decide, you know, of whether you're feeling peaceful or whether you're disturbed. But you can also, and here's like the paradox of it, you can also feel peaceful with a moving, busy mind. So many people think this practice is about having no thoughts. But it's not about having no thoughts, it's just about not believing in them all the time, and not narrowing your consciousness down to a certain set of belief systems, you know? So again, letting that go too. It's all about letting go. Think about it.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have to let go of everything. So why not practice letting go now, little things?
Is the spiritual path about us as individuals enjoying our lives more, or is it more about realizing the truth of the universe?
I think that's ultimately the same thing. I think the more you realize the universe, the more that you enjoy this life, you know?
Yeah.
And vice versa. The more you're enjoying life, the more, and not enjoying it like on sense pleasures and like trying to escape reality, but by embracing the universe, you enjoy the universe.
What is the truth of the universe that we need to realize? All right, perfect. I think we'll end on that. I know Mark's got to go. So hey, really nice meeting you, Mark.
Yes, thanks for driving.
Yeah,
East Rutherford.
I'll be back at some point for sure.
Okay.
Cool, man. All right,
Awesome. Namaste.
Namaste. See you, Mark. I got a couple of Mark's books. This one is called Be Your Shati Self. And this one, Your Life is Meditation.
Okay,
Let's try not to get hit by a car. Yeah. So you should buy these books. He's a really cool dude and a good meditation teacher.